Hi everyone, welcome back on Al's Writing once again. Glad to see you guys once more time. In this, we are going to drop an IELTS writing task 2 samples. This IELTS writing task 2 is very important, which you may get in your upcoming June to August 2020 IELTS exam and after August exam as well, because these topics are usually molded and again after a period of 2-3 months, or maybe after a period of 2-3 exam, they give the same topic by somewhat mold. So the topic, have a look on your screens. The environment problems that today's world is facing are so great that there is a little ordinary people can do to improve the situation. So government and large organizations should be responsible for reducing the amount of damage being done to the environment. To what extent do you agree or disagree? Make sure we will drop 2 sample answers and watch till the end, because that will be fully packed with the complete vocabulary, active and passive voice, lexical resources, devices, how to design introduction, how to design the body paragraph, how to begin, what lexical resources you have to use, how to make a proper conclusion. So everything for band 9 sample is given. Watch till the end. I will explain side by side as well. Before proceeding, make sure to subscribe IELTS Writing and enjoy your complete IELTS Writing course for 100% free. Press the bell icon, get notification for that, and check out our other channels as well. Now let's have a look on the topic first. Any queries, comment down. We will try best to help you guys out. In this topic, they are saying that the environment problems in today's world are, I can say, is facing are so great that there is a little ordinary people can do to improve the situation. That problems are too much, that a lot of environment problems are there, that if an ordinary people will do some effort, definitely he can do something to improve this environment problem, because problems are in like this manner. Because such as environment problem, we so air pollution. So if an ordinary people will choose to walk instead of taking any vehicle like car or motorbike, just for a small distance, then that is like effort to reduce the environment problems. So the government and large organizations should be responsible for reducing the amount of damage being done to environment. Yeah, so the government and large organizations should be responsible for reducing the amount of damage being done to the environment. Large organizations like factories, industries, and some corporatives, you can say, because that also causes a lot of environmental damage. So government and large organization both should be responsible for reducing the amount. They both should be, I can say, responsible so that for reducing this environment problems. And to what extent do you agree or disagree? So you have to talk about. The thing is, if you want to disagree, let's begin with a disagree sample, and after that I will give you an agree sample answer. Let's have a look first. Governments, environmentalists, and large organizations in many countries are trying to curb environment problems, and the part of this effort is to make aware people about how they contribute to environmental issues. It is surprising how our dietary habits, or the dresses we wear can all contribute to the environmental problems, and that is why, without involving ordinary citizens, government bodies and private organizations cannot reverse the downward fall when it comes to the environment. To begin with, our environment is becoming worse than every passing day, and without awareness among ordinary citizens, it will become impossible to achieve environmental protection. We, as ordinary citizens, are constantly contributing to global warming, pollution, and climate change. The car we drive exhausts carbon dioxide, the dresses we wear require a huge amount of fibers and water, the plastic bags we use end up in the water, and even the diets we follow can increase the possibility of climate change. Thus, if people cannot made cognizant of their actions that are directly or indirectly responsible for global warming, they will not fully comprehend the gravity of the interests and feel responsible. Climate change is so large a problem that only government and large organizations cannot work to find a solution for that, and a coordinated effort is required. It is undeniable that countries have taken serious steps to curb environmental problems, and our leaders are meeting frequently to discuss it. Restrictions are in place on gas emissions, fossil fuel use, plastic production and use, and alternative sources of greener energy are being invested upon. But if the efforts are not made at an individual level, the magnitude of damage and pollution would for outstrip the efforts. Finally, scientists, engineers, environmentalists, and authority many come out with proposal and invest money in research, but they cannot control the amount of plastic bags we use and throw away without recycling. Every environmental problem is released to our human lifestyle and unconsciousness, and it's high time to include syllabus about environmental protection in our school. Well, we have got only one planet to live and we must save it. In conclusion, whatever we do to the environment will return and affect us, and all level of education should emphasize how we can be more responsible to protect it. A joint approach by the authority and mass people can only make it happen. So that is in which you want to disagree with the statement. Let me explain you that they are saying that. Usually environmental government environmentalists are and many organizations in different countries, they are doing their best to solve these environmental problems. Here we use the word curb means it's a better word to solve, to tackle these problems, and part of this effort is to make aware that they in this I can say program or effort, they are making people aware about how they can contribute to environmental issues, that how people can contribute, that as told that people can choose to walk instead of their vehicle for a short distance, and any other things as well which is mentioned here. Government bodies can, private organization cannot reverse a downward when it comes to environment. So that is, and body paragraph one, that to begin with, our environment is becoming worse with every passing day. Yes, daily, day by day, our environment is becoming worse, and without any awareness among ordinary citizens, and ordinary citizens do not have any kind of awareness for these things, and it will become impossible to achieve environment protection if it will be like this. If day by day problems will increase and ordinary people will not have any kind of awareness, then it will be impossible to achieve environmental protection. And we as an ordinary citizen, that we are contributing to global warming, ordinary, I can say constantly contributing to global warming, as the vehicle release the gas carbon dioxide, pollution, like climate change, etc. And the clothes which we wear requires huge amount of fibers and waters, and the plastic bags which we use end up in water, and even the diets which we follow can increase the possibility of climate change. So thus, if people are made their actions directly or indirectly responsible for global warming, so directly or indirectly we are responsible for global warming. These kind of things you can say. You also say that it is undeniable that there is no denying in this truth that many countries have taken serious steps, that a lot of countries have taken serious steps, you also know, and to curb these environmental issues, and some restrictions are placed on gas emission, fossil fuel use, plastic production, and use of other alternative source of green energy is, I can say, they're investing upon green energy and all these things. And they're saying that scientists, engineers, environmentalists, and authority will come out with their proposal, and then they will invest money in research to curb these problems. So we have got only one planet, that is Earth, and we must save it. In conclusion, we can say whatever we do to the environment, I suppose whatever we do, we will get its return definitely. So that whatever we do with environment, we will get its return. That will affect us. That could be hazardous, dangerous for us, and a joint approach by the authority and mass people can take only happen. So we must be together in this fight, and only then we can make our environment safe. Now let's for agree. If you agree with this answer, all countries in the world are suffering from environmental crisis, which is exacerbating each year. In my view, individual effort is less significant in reducing such damages. Hence, the government and private organizations should come forward to tackle this ever-increasing global warming and environmental degradation issues. So they are saying that all countries in the world are suffering from this issue, and which is exacerbating. That means increasing each year. In my view, individual effort is less significant in reducing such damage. So if you want to agree that government should be responsible, then you can say, in my view, individual effort, that not only a person can solve this problem, we must be together. Hence, the government and private organization should come forward. That government and private organization should come forward, and they should find some ways, and they should move forward to tackle these environmental issues and global warming problems. Certainly, environmental damage is an intricate issue which primarily results from carelessness and industrialization. Factories release chemicals into the environment without any treatment, so they are liable for such devastating environment degradation, and they should pay for all the money to reinstate the environment. According to the World Economic Forum survey, industrial wastes are the key reason for the contemporary ecological collapse, and it comprises 70% of the world's population. So you can see that, as we guys know, that from industries, that from carelessness of industries, we get a lot of pollution and a lot of environmental damage as well. So factories release chemicals into water with in their treatment, so they also release different toxic chemicals in air. So they are liable for such devastating environment, so they are responsible for this. So they must must do any kind of test, they should pay all the money to the to government, so that the damage which they cause to the environment, government should invest something on that to curb these issues. According to the world survey, that it is just a normal thing. We all know that more than 70% of the world population comprises of this environmental industrialization and contemporary ecological collapse just because of industries. Moreover, pollution is not an issue for a single country. We all know that it is not for only one country, it is for the whole world. But it is creating havoc in all countries. That it is creating like a hype, you can say, dangerous hype, you can say, in all countries. Um, as all countries are inextricably connected, no country can deny its duties to resolve the issue. As we guys all know, you read in social science that all countries are connected with each other, and no one can deny to solve this issue together. While the iceberg in Antarctica melt, it increases the risk of floods in low sea level countries like Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and Maldives. As you guys know, that iceberg in Antarctica is melting because of global warming, so that causes the risk of floods in lower sea level countries like Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and Maldives, where 80% of global warming is happening due to the excessive fuel usage of developed countries. Rich countries should reduce their fuel consumption to the limit the global temperature rise, so that other countries become free from any environmental related geoparadise parite, sorry. So the rich countries who are investing a lot of on the vehicles, who are just using vehicle and creating a lot of pollution, so they must have a look on these things. And in conclusion, you can say the intensity of the environmental damage has reached its peak, you can say that. And when intensity means that it's increasing day by day, environment damage is increasing day by day and reached at the peak. And so the individual effort will not greatly impact, so only effort by one person will not impact on this environmental damage. In fact, the large organization and government should resolve the issue because they are responsible for most of damage and they have means to control it. So government and large organization should be responsible because they are more responsible rather than an individual person. So they should do something to solve these issues, not an individual person. So that is the IELTS essay writing task 2 for both topics, agree and disagree. For all these samples and proper explanation, make sure to subscribe, press the bell icon, and we will drop a next sample and next writing task 2, task 1, and complete writing stuff very soon. Stay tuned. Till then, take care. Bye bye.